Assetto Corsa is much more than a sim, it's almost a way of life. It's been almost a decade since Assetto Corsa was launched in early access. We're talking about 10 years. And since then, we have seen Assetto Corsa move from a sim to a community maintained effort. It's now getting into a point where AC is passing its original mission of being a sim to become something much more important, a community building tool. Central to Assetto Corsa's transformation is the modding community. We have an influx of diverse vehicles and tracks from iconic classics to the bleeding edge, enriched by the gameplay experience, providing players with a vast array of choices that is aligned to the way they want to experience the game. This diversity forged connections among players who bonded over their shared love for specific car models or racing periods, thereby forming the basis for communities. Through these efforts, the game's modding scene flourished, taking Assetto Corsa to new heights. You really just need to have a look at Content Manager's browser. Yes, you'll see the regular racing servers with original content, but most importantly, you'll find that the browser is now populated by a vast selection of servers with the community at the forefront. We have Toge, free roaming, street racing like no Hesi types of communities. We have classics, we have track days, Indy cars, you name it. Pretty much all of it was not in the game, even when the DLC went out. For me, it's really hard to imagine Assetto Corsa without any of this community-generated content, but I think, most importantly, community-generated interests. I think, at this moment, it has certainly transcended. It's just a sim. For me, it's more oftentimes more akin to Forza Horizon in terms of how everybody participates than it is to a regular sim where you dance against the AI and turn in laps. The funny part about this is that it even got me interested in modding. You know, you've probably seen it. I've always been a big nerd for visual fidelity, modding via post-processing filters or Sol or Pure. And because of that, I somewhat decided to create my own idea of visual realism. The footage you are seeing right now is my adaptation of pure linear with a post-processing filter heavily modified from natural PP mod. But it's still not there. Maybe one day I'll learn how to develop the script and create my own script for pure that I could say, yeah, this is my own. Hey, if you have any pointers, just point me in the right direction. Because of all of this, I think that Assetto Corsa also became a way to express your own creativity, to learn skills beyond just driving, thus helping all of it grow. For example, in 2023, Assetto Corsa has more players than any time in the past. Since 2020, the player base tripled. Something like this happening after a game is totally discontinued is extremely rare, and it's all due to the capacity that the Assetto Corsa's community has to create worlds or their own expression. I don't think that the modding community gave Assetto Corsa a new lease in life. I think Assetto Corsa is now the modding community. I think because of it, Assetto Corsa has a life of its own. It's allowed it to flourish in a way that nobody expected, including adding the unnecessary complexity and features to the game that were never there from the start. Stuff like rain and night and day cycle, they weren't even considered to be possible by Kunos or not worth their time. I've tried Assetto Corsa without these mods, and I can tell you, it's not the same game anymore. We're talking about something that feels very basic. It goes to the point where I can look in the past and examples where modding is important. For example, Skyrim. I can play Skyrim without many mods or any mods at all. I cannot play Assetto Corsa without the mods. It's just something that is so difficult to use. My conclusion is that the impact of Assetto Corsa modding transcends its role as a mere simulation. The community that emerged from this modding revolution has not only enriched the game with an array of content, but also has redefined the essence of what Assetto Corsa is. By fostering collaboration, encouraging knowledge exchange between modders, and enhancing the immersive experience, modding transformed Assetto Corsa into a thriving universe of creativity. Potential it has not only for game building, but for community building is amazing. This game stands as a testament, at least in sim racing, to the transformative power of modding, demonstrating how a passionate community can elevate a simulation into something very difficult to replicate. It's really hard to beat the organic growth this sim had. You cannot put money into this and expect the same results. Assetto Corsa has definitely evolved into more than just a racing simulator. We're talking about either if you're cruising in a classic car or conquering Nordschleife or encouraging and engaging in competitive racing. Assetto Corsa really continues to redefine what a racing simulation can be or what can be done in a racing game.